where best friends and next-door neighbors, Willow and Lillian, spill the tea on murder, mysteries, and other things that go bump in the night. So get your favorite teacup ready, and let's get into it. Welcome to Cruelty Podcast. This is Lillian, and with me is Merris.
Hello.
Because it's Merris Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything over here is good. I hope everything over with where you are is good, listener.
Currently not frozen.
No, but we will be in a week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Whatever. Just kill me. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So I wanted to do another bizarre cryptid.
Yeah.
And I really had fun with the sand down ghost clown, all color sand.
Yeah.
I loved that one.
Yeah.
Because I love stuff that's just so fucking strange
Mm-hmm.
that it's like you believe it more because it's so weird.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's the absurdity aspect of the phenomenon. Yeah.
The what?
The phenomenon. Do 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 do. Yeah.
Phenomenon. Yeah. Do.
Okay,
All right,
we're
I'll
done
stop.
now.
Yeah, that's enough. Well, Merris came in clutch this time, y'all,
Uh-huh.
with the strange sightings of the Michelin Man.
What is the Michelin Man?
Yes, the Michelin Man, and if
Uh-huh.
you're not familiar with it, it's a humanoid figure comprised of stacked white tires.
Why are they white?
Because that's what colored tires used to be.
No, I thought about this
The
when I
white
said,
wall tires? Yeah.
But they had their white walls. The whole thing isn't white.
Well, these were... I'm going to explain it more in a minute.
He looks more like a marshmallow man.
He does look like a marshmallow man, and he is the mascot of the Michelin Tire Company, which originated in France.
Oh, I guess with the name Michelin. Okay.
Michelin
I just didn't see it
baguette.
coming.
Yes, indeed. This may be the world's oldest mascot.
Oh, really?
Officially, anyway.
Today I learned.
Well, you're going to learn a lot of stuff today.
Huh.
I mean, there have been other mascots, but this one was for a company
Uh-huh.
trying to sell a product.
Right, specifically that sort of thing.
And the Michelin Man did not start with that name.
Oh.
Instead, he was called Nook on Biddenbum.
No. No.
Yes.
Dumb.
Yes, Nook on Biddenbum.
Okay.
That's because he's French, though the name is Latin.
Yeah, it didn't sound like a French
It's
name.
not.
That's why I was like, nuh-uh.
It means now is the time to drink.
Like if it was French, it would be like Le Tire or something.
Le tire.
I don't know. I'm not French in any way.
I don't think tires... Well, maybe.
I don't know. We have no French people here.
Anyway, now is the time to drink does not seem like a good slogan for a company making tires.
Right, that's not good driving.
Now is not the time to drink. Put that down.
I want
Get a
them to go
cab.
back to that slogan.
They're not gonna.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway, so he was, made his debut at the, where is it? My notes went crazy. The Lyon Expedition.
Oh, that's
Exhibition.
You did good there with your French.
Now, what is that? Well, it was a World's Fair in Europe. And you all know what a World's Fair is.
Yeah.
I'm going to explain it for people who may go, no, Lillian, I fucking don't, because we don't have them anymore, which is a shame. We fucking should.
Right. The story of the World's Fair is very sad.
I don't know it, so you please tell it.
Well, they had them and then they didn't because money.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that was much of a story.
No, I'm a bad storyteller.
No, you're not. Anyway, so World's Fairs were places where companies and scientists and inventors would come and show off all the new and latest gadgets from around the world. That's it.
Yeah.
But it was a huge fucking to-do. People would spend all year, wherever the World's Fair would be, building the exposition
crazy
centers.
steampunk inventions and stuff.
Steampunk shit. Oh, yeah, they were so rad. And I mean, I guess we have conventions now for, technology, and they're kind of
not
separated.
as cool as, a World's Fair where they build, a giant sphere and
a giant hot air balloon.
Yeah.
And, we lit up this entire elephant with light bulbs and a potato. It was stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So... yeah, he made his debut, and it was on a poster. Now, in your mind, you're seeing the Michelin Man, and he's kind of puffy, and he has a happy cartoon face, right?
Yeah.
Well, the original, the Biddenbum, the This thing's terrifying. It looks like a sentient evil beehive.
I love it.
And there are posters of it doing weird shit.
Like what?
There's one where it's like a POV poster of you, the viewer, getting kicked in the face by the bidden bum.
Oh.
As it's wearing leopard print underpants.
I'm being assaulted
Yes.
by the bidden bum.
There's another one where the bidden bum is fighting some mummies. He's killed one.
Oh my God.
And is currently stabbing to death another mummy that's laying on the ground. What does it have to do with tires?
I don't know, but I would buy that tire. I'm not going to lie.
There's some where it's just standing there like giant and huge with like crazy little square teeth. It's so awful.
I want a poster of the bidden bum. Like, that sounds cool.
The bidden bum?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's drunk, probably.
Wow.
Well, he's French.
He's wearing a leopard print underpants. I am sold.
And he's kicking you in the fucking face.
And stabbing mummies. Like, that is the most badass mascot I've ever heard of.
Well, over the years, of course, he morphed into the lovable, puffy guy.
It doesn't look anything like a fucking tire at any point in his life.
Well, when it started out, it didn't either.
No, at any point in his life. He never looked like a tire.
It does not look like tires. It is a confusion for me. And it's only going to get worse as we go along with this story. Yeah. Indeed. So that fair, the Lyon exhibition, contained 3.8 million people. It was really popular. That's huge,
That's several city sizes.
Yeah. Anyway, now that you have the background on the Michelin Man, you might be asking yourself, why are we talking about him as if he's a cryptid?
The bidden bum.
He's just a mascot. Well, maybe. But there have been many, and when I say many, I'm saying hundreds, of bizarre sightings of the Michelin Man from all over the world throughout the years.
Now, the original Michelin Man or the current Michelin Man?
Fucking both.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. One sighting took place in 1985, and I think it's the scariest one I will share.
Okay.
A woman named Annie Wilder was on a trip driving to North Dakota with her two sisters and her brother in the car. Mm-hmm. She took turns driving with her brother because this was a long trip. Just as they set out, they encountered a huge blizzard that made driving almost impossible.
Now, whenever there's a phenomenon...
I was just about to say this.
There's always some kind of storm, either like a rainy storm or like a giant fuck storm.
Not always, but a lot of times, like, and when you read about missing 411 cases, when they go to look for the people who have vanished, the search efforts are then hampered by really weird freak storms.
Yeah.
This was a weird freak storm.
Yeah.
And it was relentless and almost hypnotic with the way the snow was blowing against the windshield.
Yeah.
But these were younger people and probably stupid, and they're like, let's just drive through it anyway.
In the days before airbags, it's a good idea.
Yeah, but let's just point out, conditions were shit.
They were smoking, I'm sure,
I will say this in the interest of safety. If you're ever caught in a blizzard while driving, fucking pull over, don't.
Yes.
I will tell you, I have driven in a blizzard twice. Once when I went to California, I encountered, on my way there, I went to the Grand Canyon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Through Arizona, I drove through a fucking freak blizzard.
Yeah.
And y'all, that was so scary.
Yep.
And then another time in Tulsa, I drove through a blizzard, and it ended up stranding me in my car, and I had to walk like a mile. I nearly died. I couldn't even see where I was going while I was walking.
Well, see, I'm from Michigan, and we'll just drive through it. That's how we do it.
Well, they're going to North Dakota. I assume they're familiar with shitty weather, so that's probably why. Annie and her family just kept driving all through the night. The next morning, they dropped her sister off before resuming their trip. Annie took over driving for her brother at this point, and it was around 4 a.m. Now, Annie wasn't in the greatest shape to be driving. She hadn't gotten any sleep. She tried, but just couldn't, because she was kind of nervous about the blizzard. And the constant snow whirling around the windshield was very distracting. Her sister was asleep in the back seat, and her brother was nodding off in the front. On the road, in front of her, she could see the red taillights of a semi-truck. Mm-hmm. At the back of the truck, she sees something weird. At first, she thinks it's a bundle of rags or a loose tarp. As she got closer to the truck, she could see that it was actually the fucking Michelin Man. And he was hanging off the back of the truck.
Oh, my God.
He looked as though he were either handcuffed or had some metal cord wrapped around his wrist, and he was hanging by one arm. The rest of him was just dangling free.
Now, is this the old Michelin Man or the new one?
Modern one.
Okay.
For a moment, she assumed it was just a dummy, a stuffed representation of the tire mascot.
Right.
But then it started moving.
Well, maybe it's just like banging, like sort of waving on the truck, like, like if it's a balloon or something.
No. It turned its head
God.
and smiled at her.
Oh, my God.
It kept doing this as she followed behind the truck. It would move its head and smile at her with its cartoon features. The Michelin Man then beckoned her nearer with its free arm, like, come here. Kind of like it was saying, come on.
No.
No, thank you. I will not be doing that.
What do you fucking want, Tire Man?
And that's not the only story in this where he
What
does
happened?
that.
Like, what?
Now, I know what you're thinking. Of course she was seeing things. She was driving in a whirling blizzard and sleep deprived.
Yeah.
Except Annie's sister woke up, leaned forward, and asked Annie, do you see the Marshmallow Man hanging off the back of that truck?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just a flash sighting or anything. They followed behind that truck for 2 fucking hours.
Was it a Michelin truck?
And the Michelin Man smiled and waved and moved around the entire time. It's a really weird and inexplicable encounter.
Yeah, and this is like in the 80s, and we don't have like animatronics, right? Like I'm thinking like it's a dummy and it's just sort of flapping in the wind.
No, she said you could see like its features move around, not like a dummy, not like a mask.
Yeah.
Like his eyes sparkled with horrific, unholy life.
Because in the 80s, they got the Chuck E. Cheese,
This ain't no Chuck E. Cheese.
I'm just thinking of things.
Okay, so the earliest recorded sighting I could find came from 1925 in the UK. It was late at night, and a young boy named Henry Thomas, that's 2 first names, dumb, was playing a game of hide and seek with 2 of his young friends. The town was Bolton, which is in Lancashire.
Uh-huh.
I said that so good in British.
Yeah, you did.
Send me some crisps and some biscuits,
You get
bitches.
some crumpets for that.
I don't know what a crumpet is.
Me neither.
But I want one. Sounds yummy.
Yeah.
All of the kids were being cheeky little monkeys, and I said that so you guys could, like, the British people would understand what I was saying.
If you say, like, bloody hell or something, they might understand.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were cheeky little monkeys because they were staying up late. Like, they were out, they had snuck out the house and were playing hide and seek outside late at night.
Mm-hmm.
In their game of hide and seek, it was Henry's turn to seek. His fucking hell. I make fun of the Brits for not being able to talk, but listen to my twangy ass.
And we're from Arkansas.
Yeehaw, coleslaw. His friends ran up. I did it again. I'm going to kill myself.
We're not editing anything. Let's go.
Fuck this. I'm doing it live. His friends ran off after counting to go find a good hiding place. And then Henry went to go find them. Now, the type of housing in this area at the time, they were all like, the houses were pretty close together, but they had like a backyard or a terrace that would have a high stone wall around their yard.
They probably call it like a bluff or something.
I don't know. The word terrace for backyard really annoyed me.
Yeah.
It's why is it called a backyard? Because it's in the back and it's a yard.
Oh.
Why are we calling it a terrace? That implies something else. I hate you.
That sounds real fancy.
Too fancy for me.
Yeah.
So anyway, Henry starts looking for his friends, and then he spies an open garden gate. Now he's thinking, oh, my friends are definitely hiding there. I caught them. Mm-hmm. So he opens the gate all the way, and he sees 3 strange creatures intently staring into the back window of a house.
Oh, that is creepy.
I hate it. They wore strange suits of bulky silvery gray tubing, which made them look like the Michelin Man. They had see-through bubble helmets that had tubes coming off of them that connected to what looked like canisters strapped to their backs. Mm-hmm. When Henry stepped into the yard, transfixed by the sight of these creatures...
They're like spacemen.
Yeah, all 3 of them spun around to face him. Henry said they had heads that were pale and shaped like light bulbs. They had tiny slits for eyes and mouths, like almost like they weren't really there, like indentions, you know?
I don't like it.
One of the things made a weird garbledy-gurgling noise.
Oh, boy.
Which caused all 3 of the creatures to start moving towards him.
Yeah.
This scared the absolute shit out of Henry.
Right.
And he ran the fuck away, as one would do. Later, Henry would say that though he was super scared, he just didn't get a bad vibe from the creatures. They seemed actually very friendly. I don't, but they spying. Don't be looking in my window, you
Right?
peeping Tom motherfucker from space.
You're right, it's weird. I don't know what to think of this story.
I got more, and they're
Okay.
just strange.
Yeah.
All of them are so bizarre.
Yeah, I just seeing an anomaly. I don't know. I wouldn't. They're more like spacemen than the Michelin men, but because they had basically like helmets and breathing things on.
And most of them do.
Okay.
So in the 1950s, there were a ton of sightings of the Michelin Man in France. As mentioned, Michelin and the mascot are French inventions, so they were just going home, I guess. In 1950, a young girl and her father were taking a walk in northern France when a ball of light dropped out of the sky and landed right in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
When they looked closer at the ball of light, they saw it was actually a see-through flying saucer.
Okay.
Inside was a creature that was about 5 feet tall that looked almost exactly like the Michelin Man. The only difference was the creature was wearing a black motorcycle helmet. Tubes sprung from this helmet and were attached to canisters that were affixed to the creature's shoulders.
A lot like the 1920s one, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Curiously, the creature did nothing but stare at the father and daughter, and both of them felt frozen, and they absolutely could not move. Now, when we're dealing with the UFO, UAP phenomenon, and many stories where people see a craft or a creature or an alien or whatever the fuck it is, they feel like they can't move. They feel paralyzed.
Yeah.
So I just think it's interesting that, like, we're going to see this again and again in these encounters. After some indeterminate amount of time, the saucer rose into the sky and vanished. Like, it didn't fly away real fast. It just literally disappeared.
Right.
In 1954, in northern France, a husband and wife were driving around at night. They saw a bright light ahead of them on the road, and as they got closer to it, they saw it was emanating from a strange sort of white cylindrical object. Mm-hmm. Inside of it was described as a shell by the witnesses, but I looked at drawings and it was more cylindrical, almost like a cloche.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Inside this strange object was a 4-foot-tall creature. It had what the couple described as a rolled white suit, which made it look like the Michelin Man.
Right.
Like all the other sightings, this creature was also wearing a helmet. The couple noped the fuck out of there. They didn't stop. What's weird is that the headlights stopped working as they got closer to the craft on the road.
Yeah.
They resumed working as the couple distanced themselves from the creature. This is common in UFO sightings as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like Benny and Barney Hill is a famous one where the car stopped working.
Almost, and then like the one with Indrid Cold in near Point Pleasant.
Yeah, that happened.
His car stopped working.
Yeah.
And then that weird guy came up and talked to him.
Yep.
This seems to me less like a cryptid and more like an alien.
Yeah.
Just saying. In 1955, in Brittany, France, a college professor was walking home after midnight. As he walked across the college campus, he saw a bright beam of blue light. Mm-hmm. The light was like a spotlight, and it came from what he described as an enormous flying saucer that was only hovering about 10 feet off the ground. Under it, walking around, were 2 humanoid creatures about 5 feet tall. They were wearing strange puffy suits that gave them the appearance of the Michelin Man. Like the other sightings, they had large bubble-style helmets on. On their stomachs were black boxes that had wires all crazily sticking out of them. Mm-hmm. Like, it didn't make sense. Like, the wires weren't going to anything.
Yeah, and there's always, like, slight differences, too, in the stories.
Yes, and, like, their suits, their, like, apparatuses kind of don't make sense.
Right.
Suddenly, the blue beam of light enveloped the professor. He was unable to move, and he could barely breathe while the light was focused on him.
Fuck no.
This is another classic thing that happens in UFO sightings and close encounters. He couldn't move until the creatures climbed into the saucer using a wooden ladder. They climbed into the bottom
Good technology, you guys.
See what I mean? It's absurd.
It's stupid, yeah.
Once inside, the saucer flew up and away. Uh-huh. Until the late 70s, there were just tons of these sightings all over the world. They're less common now, but they definitely still happen. But instead of being out in the countryside, they end up being in people's homes. But we'll get to that in a minute. One of the more well-known sightings happened in Spain in May of 1960. A man was riding a motorcycle on a twisting mountain road when ahead of him he saw a weird humanoid creature standing on the side of the road in the grass. It was a little over 6 feet tall and completely red in color. Mm-hmm. It had a strange gait that seemed mechanical or robotic to the man, and like all the others, had on a weird helmet and like a bubbly looking suit, like the Michelin Man.
Like inner tube suit, yeah.
Yeah, it has the same profile, but this one was interesting because it's red.
Right.
The man stopped his bike to watch the weird creature shamble around, and that's when he saw the second one, which was far shorter than the first, also red all over, except it was wearing one black boot.
Just, what's his other foot?
It was just red like the other one.
Oh, okay. So he's like the Michael Jackson of the aliens, or?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like the kid, and he'd like tossed his boot out the window.
Right.
Kids do that stupid shit.
Stupid asshole, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like looking in the grass at the side of the road for his fucking shoe.
Right. That makes sense.
Makes sense to me.
No, I'm not going to ask you to tell that story.
But I'm going to.
Oh,
yes.
We were thinking of the same story.
We are.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to take a little pause. We need some levity here, right?
I don't know. This is pretty funny. Like, these stupid bubble aliens are dumb.
Oh, I think they're terrifying.
It's too dumb. It's dumb.
Oh, I'll give my opinion at the end. So here's a story that has nothing to do with aliens, but it does involve shoes on the side of the road.
Yep.
So when I was about 17, I would have been 17, my family loved going and doing outdoor adventure type vacations. Everyone but me. I don't like hiking. Hiking is for assholes. If you like hiking, congratulations. I'll mail you you're the best at exercise award.
Where are the alien boots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm goth, and at the time I like smoked a lot of cigarettes, and I wore all black and pointy shoes, and I didn't have hiking equipment. And my parents were so disgusted by my existence, they just didn't give a shit if I was comfortable or not. Anyway, me and my brother and my dad and my mom all hiked up a mountain to a restaurant. Man, it's just go drive to one. Like, it was horrible. Anyway, we get there. Food was mid. I do remember being annoyed that it was mid at best. It was just burgers and fries.
Right.
Now, my brother is lactose intolerant. And he ordered a blue cheeseburger and a salad covered in ranch dressing.
Yep.
Everyone warned him. They're like, dude, maybe not. You know, the high altitude, you get bubbly tummy easy. It's just not, he was just like, I'll be fine. Gosh, dang, you know. So he ate all of that, and then we took a little gondola ride down, thank fuck, and we get in the car to make the drive back to the resort we were staying at. Now, I could hear it starting, because I was sitting in the back with my brother, a gurgling, you know.
Yep, somebody's tummy's upset.
And I'm like, oh, no. He's going to start farting. I knew he would. And he did. And y'all, the smell.
Blue cheese.
Blue cheese smells better.
What teenager orders blue cheese, by the way?
That fucking freak. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hey, my brother. Anyway, so he's farting. And I look over at him, and he is the color of spoiled milk. He is white. He is sweating profusely. His pupils are dilated. He's trembling. Lactose intolerance is no joke, by the way.
Right.
And then, you know, I'm just like gagging because the fart smell. It smells like if you set rotten eggs on fire and doused it with broccoli throw up. It was so foul.
I am glad I can tolerate lactose.
I can't anymore. I used to be able could. And then so my dad rolled down the windows, and finally my brother says, Dad, I'm sick. And so my dad's pissed. My dad's not a nice man, and he was very surly, and he's, oh, we told you not to eat that, Eric. That's my brother's name. And he's like, Dad, I'm going to be sick. And so my dad pulls over, and my brother runs into a field, and all you can see is this little white face in the grass, and he's just a fountain at both ends.
Ugh.
It is the most disgusting display. And of course, me, because I'm a complete asshole, I'm just losing it. I'm laughing my fucking ass off. It was hilarious to me. Anyway, my brother got doo-doo on his Air Jordan shoes. Now, if you're a 90s kid, you know Air Jordan shoes were so expensive, and everybody had to have them. And these were not very old. They were like a couple months old. They had been given to my brother for his birthday, and they cost like hundreds of dollars.
Yes. Yeah.
And my dad is holding between thumb and forefinger a shit-covered shoe. And he's going, what do we do with it? What do we do with it? And I said, throw it, Dad, throw it. Because, you know, I'm an asshole, and I thought it'd be funny. So he slung it like he was playing baseball. Like, he really flung it over this barbed wire fence. And then my mother comes around the side of the car and goes, Bill. My dad's name is Bill. And he's like, what? She goes, how much did that shoe cost? And so then he decides it was worth too much money to throw away. And he crawled under the barbed wire fence to retrieve the shitty shoe.
Yeah.
Cut up his back really bad. He had to get a tetanus shot.
That's very funny.
And then we had no bags or anything, so the shit shoes had to be in the back. And by the time we made it back to the resort, all of us smelled like shit.
Yep.
We were just stewing in that car with that shit shoe.
Yeah.
So, there you go. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go on vacation with me.
Yeah, so these Michelin men.
Yes. So, anyway, the creatures kind of milled about for a minute, and then they went down an embankment to the point where the man on the motorcycle couldn't see them anymore.
Yeah.
So he drove up to where they had been because he wanted to get a look at them, but they had completely and utterly disappeared. These things love doing that, by the way. Here's one. And they're from all over the world. So far, we've only been in Europe and like North Dakota.
Okay.
On an island near Madagascar, years later, a farmer would spy a similar creature. He saw a strange craft in a clearing of like acacia trees, and it kind of looked like a pill. It was blue on both ends and see-through in the middle. It had cone-shaped protuberances on the top and the bottom, and he said that in the center of the craft were two humanoid-shaped creatures that had their backs to him.
Okay.
One of them suddenly became aware of the farmer somehow and stood up and turned around. It was about 3 feet tall and looked like, you guessed it, the fucking Michelin Man.
Yeah.
The farmer saw the creature was wearing overalls that looked bubbly like a Michelin Man outfit.
What a weird thing. Okay.
And both creatures had, of course, the big bubble helmets on.
Yeah.
He couldn't really make out their faces.
Yeah.
Then the other one turned to face him, and in an instant, there was a bright electric flash.
Wow.
The man said it was like looking at a welder's torch, and that everything around him went white. He felt a great rush of heat and then a gust of wind, and when his vision cleared, the craft was gone. And that is classic UFO shit.
So how on the scale of sexiness is the Michelin Man?
Oh, he's a 0. We'll talk about that
Why?
in a minute. I'll explain why in a
Come
minute.
on.
Another undated encounter saw a man relaxing in his living room listening to music. The Who, in particular. I don't know why he'd listen to that on purpose. Shut up. Well, you know, Tommy's a pinball wizard.
Yeah.
It must have been a twist. He's a pinball wizard. He's got such a supple wrist. Fuck The Who. Fuck Tommy. Fuck all of that. Anyway.
Wow.
So this man is like chilling. He's vibing, and he kind of starts to zone out. And he starts thinking about all the weird theories of the universe, you know?
Okay. Yeah, me too, brother.
I've done it.
Yeah.
He didn't include that he was high as balls.
I was about to say, was he smoking the weed?
He had chuffed hella doinks.
He chuffed hella. He injected at least
one marijuana.
Yeah, at least one.
And he kind of started stressing out about all these theories.
Okay.
And he's listening to The Who. Of course he's high. He was thinking about, like, oh, man, it's scary. And he, like, shook it off. He's like, no, man, you can't go down that road while you're stoned out of your mind.
Yeah.
And then the moment he felt relaxed, he felt watched.
Uh-huh.
And he turned his head.
Yeah.
And there, 1 foot away from his couch, was the Michelin Man. Like the cartoony Michelin Man.
No. Did he have the helmet?
No.
Whoa.
He had the cartoon face and everything.
This guy was just too high. That's all that
this
happened.
one's so scary.
Okay.
He said that he was like leaning out from behind a curtain, had his arm out like he was going to grab the guy.
Oh my God, I would freak out. I'm peeing right now.
Please don't pee.
Yeah, okay.
You're sitting on my stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so scary.
Okay, go on.
And now the man is like alarmed.
Yeah.
But he's like, I couldn't feel alarmed, and I could move, but I didn't care about moving.
It's just too much shock.
Maybe. I think they have a weird hypnotic quality, aliens do. And I think the appearance of the Michelin Man is just a screen memory. That there was an actual alien standing in his living room about to abduct his ass. That's literally
because
what I
he's
think.
smoking marijuanas.
I don't... Listen, I am a habitual marijuana user. I take it for my epilepsy. The medical marijuanas, and I get high as balls every night. I have hallucinated a couple times on weed, but never like that. And y'all, I've tried.
Okay. Well, go on. So this Michelin Man's just trying to grab him.
He's reaching out, and then he just waves, like hello, like he got, like he's making up for it. Like I'm just waving, I wasn't grabbing you.
Just kidding.
And he said the eyes looked hollow and dead,
and
empty, and the smile kept getting wider, and it was freaking him the
that would
fuck
freak me out for sure.
And then it walked backwards while waving, kind of jauntily,
Uh-huh.
walking backwards. Like, put a little skip in your step, put a little bounce in there.
No, that's stupid.
And he's waving like he
Uh-huh.
would at a parade.
Like, goodbye, yeah.
And he went behind the curtain all the way and disappeared.
No.
Another, and this is all from Reddit, Humanoid Encounters, by the way. Another user said that they were asleep and they woke up feeling weird, like there's just a sudden panic attack. And at the foot of their bed, just peeping over the edge of the bed, was the head of the Michelin Man.
Fuck off.
I hate it. Ew, God.
Yeah. Okay, then what happened?
He said once he looked at it, it seemed startled, like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it smiled real big and waved and vanished. They love waving.
Okay.
I hate it. So here's another one. There's so many. I picked what I consider were kind of the funnest ones. In Spain in 1971, a couple was dropping their son off for compulsory military service, which they have in Spain. They exchanged tearful goodbyes and then left in their car. It was a long drive home, and they chose to take some scenic small back roads to enjoy their trip. Day turned to night. It was around 10 p.m. and the couple spotted a bright oval light in the sky that started lowering and then seemed to be just the left of their car, not that far off the ground. And because they were wanting to be reasonable, logical people, they were like, oh, it's just other car headlights.
Right.
And they shrugged it off and continued on their journey. As they rounded a bend not 100 feet away, the light was right in front of them in the road, but it wasn't a light. It was a swirling tornado of light.
Wow, dang.
And there was something in the center of it.
The fucking Michelin Mans.
Yes. At first they thought it was a person, but then, they kind of stopped their car and the husband turned his high beams on to get a good look at it. It's the Michelin fucking Man being an absolute weirdo again.
Right, get out of here.
Naturally, they're scared shitless. I would be because it's so absurd and weird. As they neared the creature in their car, the car's electrical systems utterly failed, and he had to really coast it to the side of the road, and then the car was filled with smoke and a burning wire electrical smell.
Oh no, get out.
Yeah. But, they couldn't because the car wasn't working. And when they looked back to the tornado, light was gone. The minute their headlights went out, the light tornado went away, and the Michelin Man vanished.
Okay.
They were able to start their car again as soon as it was gone, but it had to have the alternator replaced and shit.
Well, that pissed me off. Michelin Man, you owe me. You owe me this car repair, yeah.
Alternators aren't cheap, bitch.
And you're selling tires. You're just making everyone's cars faulty. This is a scam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I could tell 20,000 more of these stories. There may be thousands of them.
Yeah.
There's at least hundreds, and I'll list a website where I got most of them. Very interesting. But in the interest of time, I just chose the stories. The one that got me was the guy who was clearly high off his ass.
I don't like that. That one is very creepy.
Well, then it was just kind of cheesing it. I wasn't trying to snatch you, I swear.
Get out of my house.
Right? I didn't invite your ass in. Okay, so let's talk about the cryptid fuckability scale.
Right, this is the most important part of this show.
Yeah. I'm going to have, for the record, expect in a couple weeks the cryptid fuckability scale t-shirts.
Wow, okay.
Featuring all the cryptids that have been on this podcast.
Yeah.
And it's just going to have a scale at the bottom. The CFS.
Yeah.
And then it'll show where I think they fall. Okay,
so but Michelin Man's is really at the bottom.
Fucking zero, man.
You don't think he's hot.
No. Number one, their faces, when they do see him, are either cartoons or their weird little slit mouth and slit eyes or thumbprint eyes and mouth. Fuck that shit. I can't even kiss you and you can't go down on me. So that, I can't do it. Yeah, they got hands, but they got weird bubble hands. That's a possibility.
He doesn't smell as far as we know.
He has no odor that I've heard of. A few did say a sulfur odor, but that's common in all of these. You just have to get used to it if you're fucking cryptids, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's got no genital.
Or present them cologne,
It's got no genital anywhere. And it doesn't have a mouth that functions.
They
It is ribbed for my pleasure.
Yes, ribbed for pleasure, and they probably
What am I have to do? Scissor the Michelin Man? Am I going to have to hump the Michelin Man?
I think it's possible.
Am I going to have to grind roughly against the Michelin Man until I orgasm.
I think it's possible. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to. That's a lot of work, and I'm fat and tired.
Right. Okay, but I just at least a 2. You know.
Okay, fine. I'll put him up to a 1, which is above the chupacabra, which is arguably
you
the
also
grossest
don't like
cryptid.
Bigfoot. He's way down there for some reason.
He's a
even
0
though
too, because he's stanky and he could have shitty dingleberries, and you know how I feel about that.
a lot of people find Bigfoot handsome, and there's like Bigfoot like stories where they hook up and
Erotica,
stuff.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've read some because
Yeah.
I was trying to give Bigfoot a chance, but frankly, it's the monkey face bothers me. It's too much like an
But
aminal.
he's man-shaped, and you don't even get that with most cryptids.
I need some like cryptid tits.
Well, the most feminine one is like the one that looks like a spade.
Yeah,
The Fartwoods monster.
can't cope. It stinks too much.
It looks kind of like a lady.
It's just in a metal dress. That doesn't. You're assuming it's gender. Very rude.
It is rude of me, yes. I'm
I
just trying to
just-
think of like all
And
the
look,
titty
the
cryptids.
pubes situation with the Bigfoot's going to be out of control. I probably can't even find the dick in all that
Hey,
hair.
well, I'm trying. I am trying.
You're going to get a carpet burn fucking that thing.
We need to find some lady cryptids. I mean, there's like a snake lady,
There's
right?
mermaids. They're considered cryptids, and I would
Right.
fuck a mermaid.
You would, even
That's
though they
a
got
10.
a fish bottom.
10 on the
Fish bottom.
They got lady fingers and titties,
Okay.
and I like both of those.
I know in Japan they got like a lady face with a snake.
I'll fuck a snake lady.
Yeah, she might be hot. I don't know what any other ones are.
I need to smooch. I need foreplay, and a lot of these don't have adequate mouths.
Right, the cryptids don't always have a mouth.
And also harpies. That's a cryptid. I'd
Is
fuck
it a
one
heart?
of
Like,
those.
I mean, I know it's like I thought it was like,
half
the
lady,
Olympic
half
stuff.
bird.
Okay.
She got tits.
I thought it was like more of a lore,
I need boobies on these things. Who doesn't like boobies? Come on.
That's true.
All right, we're gonna.
You know,
I'm
the
gonna get
original
banned by
Bigfoot,
YouTube
like the
with
Bigfoot
this one.
Wes Patterson one, that one's got titties.
I don't. I prefer my titties without hair.
Okay.
You know, it's a personal preference. If your titties have hair, that's
'Cause
okay and valid. But it's
OG
just not my
Bigfoot
thing.
had titties. Like, that was true.
She did have a nice ass. It was real jiggly.
Yeah, I would see at least a 1.
I'll put it at a 1, but it's begrudging, and it's because you're hassling me about it.
I am. Yeah.
Anyway, I want to hear where you guys would rate the Michelin Man on the cryptid fuckability
You're
scale.
real harsh.
Please join our Discord, and you tell me if you would bang the Michelin Man entity. Or the Bidenbum.
Bidenbaum. That
Nook and Bidenbum.
super not French.
No, it's Latin.
That's right. Okay.
It means now is the time to drink.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Well, you fuck him then, because I'm out. You know what I'm not out on? Business time.
Business time.
Indeed. Join our Patreon. No, I'm serious. Like, I'm coming up with some good stuff this month. I am so excited. I'm doing 15-minute true crime mysteries for our $1 tier. I'm getting ready to cover, oh my gosh, Jack Kevorkian. That is what I'm covering this week, and I will be recording that Monday Tuesday, and I'll be releasing it Wednesday on our $5 tier on Patreon, the Cruelty Party tier. If you don't know who Jack Kevorkian Dr. Death was, he was huge in the 90s. I believe he's dead now. For trying to help people die with dignity, and there's a lot of misinformation surrounding him, and he's one of my favorite historical figures, so I'll be covering that. It's pretty cool. Join our Discord. Don't be shy. Tell me which cryptid you want to fuck. I won't judge you. I told you I'd fuck a mermaid.
I'll judge you.
I'll ride a unicorn. Ain't fucking one, though. That's just a horse with a horn.
Some people. I don't know.
I don't kink shame, but I can kink ask why.
I'll kink shame.
Merris will kink shame.
Yep.
Also, buy our merch. Are you a fan? Do you want to help spread the good word of this podcast? Get you a Cruel t-shirt, hoodie, mug, stickers. That's in our link tree. Don't be scared of it. It's just a place we keep our links.
Yeah.
Go check out Merris's art.
Do
Check
it.
out my art.
Yeah.
Check out Merris's writing. He has
Hell
a whole
yeah.
book for free called I Devil, and it's a love story about Satan, and it's fucking cute.
Yeah.
No, it's really cute and funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Read it.
Yeah,
It's free.
read it. It's free.
You have
no
no
excuse. No, and then tell Merris you liked it and that he should keep writing.
Yeah.
He needs the encouragement, damn
I do.
it. What else? Oh, hey, if you're listening on YouTube, which a lot of you are, hello, first of all. And you know, I have to do the dumb YouTuber thing where you push on the like button.
Yeah, please, guys, just fucking do it. We're new. We're
Fondle,
new at this. Give us
the
a
bell,
chance.
the notification bell, fondle it or punch it or whatever you kids do these days.
Yeah.
Like it, subscribe, comment, share it. Anything and everything helps out. We're tired of being poor.
Mm-hmm.
We put out good content and have consistently done so for almost 3 full years. I think we deserve some bread now.
Bread.
Bread.
I'm like a pigeon.
Are you?
Yeah, hoot. Oh, wait, no, that's an owl.
That's an owl. Oh my
okay,
God.
we're done.
Oh my God. It reminds me of that meme. It's an anime where a guy is like pointing to a butterfly and he goes, "Is this a pigeon?" You did that.
Is this an idiot? I'm pointing at me.
But if all you can do to support this podcast is listen, hey, thank you very much. We make it for you.
Yeah.
If you want to send me money on coffee or PayPal, though, you can because
do it.
We're poor. It
Do
sucks.
it.
If you enjoyed any of these episodes and want to give us a little tip, hey, we won't say no. We'll say thank you.
Yeah.
But again, don't stress yourself out. I don't want you to feel bad.
Be stressed out. I don't care.
For the love of God,
Ooh, good
Merris.
cop, bad cop.
Oh, we're not shaking people down.
I'm doing it.
We're going to go before Merris causes an incident.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Us on your social media platform of choice. Linktree/cruelty has all of the links. Check out our Patreon for exclusive episodes, merch, ad-free episodes, live ghost hunts, and much more. Please be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded weekly. Thank you so much. See you next time. Music and production by Libby.